Hello and welcome to another Woodshop podcast with Mike Coffey of Coffey Custom Builds, Daniel Dunlap of Daniel Dunlap Woodworks, and Peter Kapar of Petrie's Workshop. You can find us all as well as the podcast on Instagram and YouTube.
He's a scraper. Welcome to episode 100 of another Woodshop podcast.
Woo!
We have been trying to reach you in regards to your car's extended warranty.
Oh God, Pete!
I got
come
him.
on.
We got
That's
him.
100 episodes, and you use the extended warranty one again. You did it on 73.
I know I did.
I'm just kidding. I did.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I may have. Honestly, I was like, did I use that in the past? It doesn't matter because that's what you guys expected. Why would 100 be any different? Except for subpar, which is also how you say my last name in Polish. Sapar. Work.
Peter Sapar.
Sapar work.
Piotr.
Piotr Sapar.
Speaking of not subpar things, Mike?
Patrons. I don't know, man.
Patrons. Say patrons.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about me in general.
No.
Man, that's really nice.
You do okay.
No. It's
swing and a miss.
100% accurate.
Flawless transitions, episode 100. We got it all.
This is why you're here, guys, for these flawless transitions where no one has to mention what the other person's supposed to be doing.
And we definitely should have mentioned the fact that this is take 3. Yeah, I need to know that.
Speaking of not subpar, he said as though the last 2 minutes didn't happen. Thanks to our patrons. Big thanks to everyone over on patreon.com/the Woodshop podcast. You guys are so great. We got a bunch of new patrons over there. I think it has to do with the fact that there's Dan scratching his back right now. I'm distracted. We got to start over. Pete, do the same joke. No, I'm joking. We got a bunch of new patrons. I'm almost certain it has to do with the fact that there's going to be thousands of dollars of free stuff given away in this episode, but that's fine. We'll take it. So,
literally
thanks to all you who joined
thousands.
Yeah,
literally thousands of dollars.
A lot of stuff.
I'm gonna go down this list here. It's a big long list. Scott Shirk,
Woo.
Adam Knapp,
Woo.
James Heimberger,
Woo.
Cody Roberts,
Woo.
Brandon Shoup,
Woo.
Sean Regacho,
Woo.
and Carl. It's Pete's buddy, Carl.
Carl.
So big thanks to all you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate all you joining up here for the big episode 100. And before we got anything else, I did want to say congratulations, Dan and Pete, for episode 100. I want to say congratulations to you guys because
we did it.
Big accomplishment.
Thanks. We did it.
Congrats, Dan.
Like I said,
Mike, congrats on 100. That's a big one.
Like I said on my Facebook post earlier today, I met 2 guys on the internet about 2 years ago, and you didn't turn out to be murderers. So I appreciate that.
Still undead.
That's not really true.
Still proving the stereotype.
So far, so good.
For 2 years. So far alive.
By the way, I have to say that in 100 episodes, my favorite character we've ever had on the show is Stalling Mike. He's my favorite.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He just runs his mouth.
Typically, right now, at this point, what we're talking about, what are you saying? Huh?
Favorite person of all time. Best guest.
Oh, he's a good guest. He works hard. He doesn't know what's going on, but he works hard. So normally we do reviews, and since it's episode 100, I thought we would still do reviews, and we're going to hear this right now.
Oh, Black Betty, ramble him.
Yeah, nothing changes. We got some new reviews in. Big thanks to all of our reviewers. This is not me stalling. I just wanted to say big thanks to our reviewers.
Very slowly.
From Lidos. Yeah. Big thank you to our reviewers. No, this is from Lido617. 5 out of 5, of course. That's the only option. Lido617 says this subject line: man sexually great. Don't know what that means, but thank you. If you have a wood shop, then you like talking shop. Dan, Pete, and Mike share about what's going on in their shop with some of the best banter and laughter out there. Great show. Love the content. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Lidos. Oh, no, not Lidos.
Someone appreciates the
you
giggle.
guys, I think that was a real review.
That was a real review.
Very
nice. We appreciate the real reviews.
We appreciate the giggle. The laugh.
Yes. Thank you for getting in on the giggle train. Giggle train, the show title?
Choo-choo.
All aboard the giggle train.
The next review is from Dragonfly Guy. Modern Marvels meets the Three Stooges. I don't know.
Aliens.
Love killing the dead air in my day with AWP. Keep up the great work, gentlemen. That's another nice
Wow.
5-star review.
Where do these people come from? They're just coming out of the woodwork.
From
definitely not fake ones we wrote in.
These aren't our other accounts. That'd be sad.
I dropped the woodwork joke, and you guys just.
Oh, sorry. One more time, Dan.
No, I got it. It came out of the woodwork. It was good. It was all right. I liked it. I thought it was one of those ones that would be better subtly under the radar without having to bring a bunch of attention to it.
I expected more laughter.
We bring a ton of it. Okay. 5 out of 5 from Bearded Moose Woodworking. Meh review. Which we need to mention what happened in the pre-show. Speaking of meh.
Yes.
That would make Ray Charles blush, and voices that would make Helen Keller sing. Oh God. This podcast is so good, it could knock the stink off a skunk. So go cut some red oak, take a deep breath of that lovely coffee perfume, coffee spelled like mayonnaise, tie on that DDWW bow tie, and kick back to some Polish mischief. That's the end of the review. I feel like there could have been another sentence, but that's fine. We'll take it. We really appreciate you, Bearded Moose Woodwork.
Abrupt stop.
Just a hard stop. I like it. It wasn't too long. Thank you for that. It saves us some time. So, speaking of meh and the meh army, we had a pretty big star in the pre-show.
Wait,
and I
got one. Hang on.
What?
Armageddon.
Oh gosh. I'm trying to figure out how to work Hammy into that. Anyway, RJ Hammy was in the pre-show tonight, and it was
definitely him.
It was definitely not Daniel Langley on another account for sure. I don't even know why I bring that up. It's definitely not what it is. But
definitely wasn't.
Big thanks to RJ. Big thanks to RJ Hammy for being in there. And
1% definitely not.
The best part is when we drop the pre-show episode on YouTube, I believe the chat is still there.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So if you don't believe us, you could go rewatch this whenever it drops.
You can go check.
It's towards the end. You have to watch the whole thing.
If
Definitely don't fast forward.
Google
it's not an option.
Accounts and setting up Gmails, there is no way to fake an account. You have to be RJ Hammy to be the RJ Hammy handle in there. So there's no way to fake it.
You have to put in an ID and all that stuff.
Social media. Yeah. You have to insert your ID into your phone. It's very, very secure. So big thanks to everyone who joined us in the 100 episode pre-show. That was a ton of fun. We had a good time in there.
We had a huge crowd. It was great.
Yeah, it was almost 80 people in there. It was fantastic.
Over 80. We got over 80. We didn't hit 100,
did we?
Which is weird, but whatever.
We did 100 once
it was
episode 50. We didn't do that for episode 100.
More back then.
Well, again, the listeners let us down. You guys did it again. No, I'm just joking. Big thanks to everyone who was in there. It was really was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Magical time. I had something else I wanted to say, but I forgot because that's where we're at with things. I'm so overwhelmed with the 100ness. We gave away a bunch of shirts in the pre-show. That was great. Wow. If you weren't in there, tough luck. You're not getting.
We gave away
shirts.
8 shirts.
8 shirts.
There's no way you can get one of these shirts except maybe
to buy them
from the store.
To buy them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't win one, you could go to one of our shops or the.
Dan gave away 2. Pete gave away 2. I gave away 2. The podcast gave away 2. That's 8 based on my math. So big thanks to everyone who joined us. Giveaway. Dan will have announcements on those.
Yeah, stay out of my.
That is.
Stay in your lane, coffee.
Sorry. I forgot. Anyway, it's exciting stuff. You missed the pre-show, you missed out, and that's how it is every week. If you don't get in the pre-show,
we don't give away 8 shirts every week, but we have fun. Oh, right.
We giggle. Right. It's called a lie, Dan. Maybe you should try letting it happen. No, big thanks to everyone who's in there. Oh, I
never heard of this.
Anyway, we're gonna jump into our our weekly "What's on My Bench" segment, I think. But the only way to do that is to hear Dan sing like this.
What's on my bench?
Which is always welcomed because it's basically Pete's face right now. I wish I could get that's the one. If you're not watching the video, you're missing out big time right now.
Check out the YouTube channel. Go subscribe.
He looks like a singer from like the 80s or something. I don't know what's going on.
He looks like a Peanuts character dancing. The way his neck and not his shoulders.
Oh my gosh. Pete, what happened this week on what's on your bench?
Fudge this week.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Feel free to bleep that.
That was short.
Bleep that in the audio. It's gonna sound great.
Just bleep that part out. Okay,
just bleep it out.
I'll get a long, slow bleep sound.
I was doing my taxes this week, so.
Oh yeah.
Gosh. Dan seconds that emotion. Yeah. When you do taxes, I mean, when you don't just have like one job, it gets complicated. When you're running a business, it gets more complicated because of all the options. And I cannot stress this enough. We say this every year. I'm surprised nobody asked a question around tax season now yet, but get a CPA.
Jesus, yes.
You just get a CPA. Don't do this yourself, especially if you're selling stuff. Get a CPA. You can write off crazy stuff. You can write off like basic things that you take for granted that you just pay, like
that's Etsy a write-off
or whatever. Yeah, this conversation, write off. Yeah, like get the help you can get. Even if you don't have to be a full-blown LLC. You can be doing business as yourself, and that's what we're doing. We're technically the entity that is Petrie's Workshop as of right now. It's still me and my social security number, which if you want it, you have to fight for it. We mentioned
or become a patron and I'll give it to you.
Thing. Yeah, as a patron you get it. But the thing is, like, you even as a non-entity, you can write off stuff, and it gets super complicated. But we have thankfully a very good accountant, and he really takes care of us and makes sure that he lays it all out for us. We know what we can write off, what we can't. So it makes it a lot easier. But just the prep for that, like every expense, making sure everything's on there, every possible write-off is on, because I keep my little spreadsheet of all my stuff. And to have that all lined up, I did a terrible job. Once we bought the house last year in July, basically I stopped tracking. I was so busy, I stopped tracking everything. So I spent like the last week getting everything prepped, everything lined up, everything into the spreadsheet to make sure that we were ready for this tax season. And luckily, we're ready in time. Everything's good. We're just missing 1 or 2 forms, but it was like fairly painless as far as tax season goes. But guys, prep, track your stuff. There's so much stuff you can write off and make your life a little easier. Aside from tax season and that being crazy, my parents are still living with us. Yeah, that's exciting. But they're officially leaving the first week of March. They're leaving that weekend. They're going back to the motherland. Wow. Yeah, so it's we finally bought the tickets. The biggest issue is anyone that's in retirement.
One way.
Yeah, anyone that's retirement age knows about like the pains of like Social Security benefits, Medicare Part B, pensions, all that crazy stuff that you got to deal with that we won't have to deal with for a while. But I handle all that stuff for my folks because they're English no good.
So sorry, Pete. They leave the week we get back from Workbench Con?
We get back from Workbench Con, and the following Sunday they fly out.
Wow,
yeah.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah, and that's Saturday. Actually, we get our cat. So cat in, parents out. Good trade.
Yeah, trading on up.
I love them. I just don't want them around all the time. The other thing is, and listen, I'm gonna vent for a second. I love my shop. It is my sanctum. I love being in there. I don't care if I'm cleaning or working on a job. It makes me so happy. I know for a lot of us, it's the same way. Sometimes it drives you nuts, but usually you're very happy to be in there. But this literally happened this morning. I bought some lumber yesterday, which I'll get to that in a sec. I bought some lumber. It's just sitting in a shop, leaning up against something. I walk downstairs. I don't even make it to the coffee machine. And my dad's like, "So going to the shop today?" I'm like, calm down, old man. I get like, you need to know how to relax. He just hit me with like work right out of the gate. He just wants to do stuff in the shop. He's bored out of his mind. I don't know how this man is ever going to retire. Well, he's retired and he's driving me nuts. But like, he just wants to get
5 Prusas.
Dude, he's
have him drop ship all your orders.
He's so bored. He just wants to do stuff. He's like, "Oh, like just cut it to the size and we'll run it through the planer. Me and your mom will do it." I'm like, could you guys just relax? You don't know how to retire. You're bad at this. So he just hit me out of the gate and immediately made me not want to get in the shop. First thing in the morning, I was like, I don't want to do it. I'm going to go pack orders downstairs. You guys suck. I love you, but you suck. Anyways, went to the lumberyard.
Do your parents listen to this podcast by chance?
They don't.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't understand the whole like.
They don't happen to know how to do audio edits, do they? And have an anonymous email account.
That's Luba.
Did they send that in?
That would be hilarious. That was
oh my God.
The longest prank ever. Just a long con. Aside from that, I went to the lumberyard this week. I got some wood. Prices are coming down. I went to Board and Beam, which is extortion at gunpoint usually, or at least the last year and a half. That's the place that was charging like $20-something a board foot for 8-quarter walnut. I was like blown away. It is coming down. It's in the teens now, and it's
that
like
nuts.
Yeah, it's $16 for the 8-quarter, I think, and then 4-quarter was like 11. I was like, oh god, this is like still a lot, but way better than what it was. But that's just, when you're like the big primo place, it's what you charge. But I ended up picking up some 8-quarter maple because I need to make a super thick end grain cutting board for someone. They want a 3-inch thick butcher block cutting board. I'm like, all right, cool, I can do that. It's a lot of lumber. It's gonna be real heavy, but whatever. So I'll be doing that in the next couple of weeks. I just want to get it all milled up and let it sit, or at least glue it up before we go to Workbench Con. And aside from that, it's been a lot of administrative stuff. I have all these to-do lists. I love making to-do lists, but I tend to not finish them, and I can't throw them out. They just like sit and stack up on my desk. So I've been knocking out all this little stuff, all the behind the scenes. I've reached out to some brands that I wanted to talk to, got the ball rolling, got a bunch of no's, or like, yeah, we'll let you know, and got some yeses, which is pretty good. I actually have up here, there's a bunch of sticky notes up on the board here. You can't see them if you're watching the video. Basically, it just has brands on it and like how the conversation went. If something's happening, if I've worked with them in the past, if they said no, whatever. But it's ones that I wanted to reach out to, at least to shoot my shot, as the kids say. And so far, pretty good answers. I'm excited to like meet up some of these people at Workbench Con next year. It's my first time going to Workbench Con. I'm super stoked for that. And honestly, one of the bigger highlights of the week was it's nice to get like a small, very important project done, like my media kit that I finally got wrapped up with Dan. Me and Dan just like hopped on a call. Actually, Emma joined us too and just helped us kind of like proofread and spot check some things. And we both knocked out our media kits. But I'll let Dan talk about that in a bit. So that felt like a good accomplishment. It was nice to like get that down, get some prices down on there, something I'm comfortable with, and being able to offer something to these brands, both next week and in the future when people ask for it. Because, sometimes you could just quote out a number and they'll just be like, hey, yeah, sure. But if you don't have a media kit, if you don't quote them anything, they don't know what their options are. Like, it's so much better to have one. Anyways, that's been my week. It's just been a lot of stress and tedious stuff. Not a lot of woodworking. This weekend into Workbench Con is going to be a lot better. But Dan, what's on your bench?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I did taxes this week as well. And not my favorite time of year.
That's not fair.
My CPA is actually a friend of mine as well, so that helps. So he keeps a bottle of whiskey on hand for me. So whenever I come in, as soon as I come in, he plops down the bottle of whiskey, and that helps ease the burden a little bit.
So here's your tax bill, Dan. Whatever it is, it's fine.
Yeah, and we just kind of shoot the breeze as he's doing my taxes, and I drink a little whiskey. Anyway, did that. W-9. As always, bow ties. They, they run my life right now. I feel like I'm doing like, so this past week, I've done 38 orders. So I feel like that's pretty good. And it's just growing. It's growing more and more like every week. So I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with the progress it's made. I'd love to grow that even more. I think it would be stellar. My wife and I were actually talking, and I think it would be awesome if I could just run my entire business on bow ties, and then all the bigger projects that I do could just be for us, and I don't have to worry about pleasing clients, and then maybe I can make those into YouTube videos. I would really like to go that route. So we'll see. I have this
weird fantasy of you becoming like the actual bow tie king of Sarpy County, and like you have like the crazy like mattress commercial.
I need to make a commercial and a t-shirt for sure. Bow tie king, Sarpy County. So I did a lot of that. And like Pete mentioned, we did get together, last weekend, Friday, Saturday. I don't remember. And we did our media kits. And if you're not familiar with a media kit, it's just like a breakdown of what your social platforms, the metrics that you have and everything like that, and what you want to charge for
little
certain
bio
things. So it's just kind of like hey, this is what I offer, and if you want to work together, here are my numbers. So yeah, we worked on that, and I started pouring epoxy in the slab that I have over at Nick Brim's house in his shop. I need the extra space. He has extra space. He doesn't live too far from me. He's only like a 25 minute drive for me, and it's not a bad drive. So he was kind enough to let me take the hackberry slab that I'm working on over there. It's got a crazy amount of bug holes in it. I posted it in my Instagram feed weeks and weeks ago. And I'm working with Total Boat on that. So that's going to be fun. The client wants the epoxy to be all clear. So I'm going to be using their thick set Fathom, which apparently is super clear. So
dope.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually going to go to his shop tomorrow morning and pour the thick set Fathom into all the bug holes. I mean, we're talking a ton of bug holes that go all the way through the wood. So I'm going to need a lot of that stuff. And I worked a little bit on the door. The clients finally brought me the hinges. And I'm a little nervous. They're not brass. They told me they were brass, right? And they told me they were brass, and I never opened the box. And I was like, oh my God, these things are brass? I mean, this door is like 350, 400 pounds easy. I don't know exactly how much it weighs. I'm guesstimating, but I feel like my guess is pretty accurate, because you can look up, rough weight of white oak. Yeah, board foot weight. Thank you. And according to my calculations, it's somewhere between 350 and 400 pounds. And, they're not brass. They are like brushed nickel or something, stainless steel with a brushed nickel finish. But I still don't know if they're going to be big enough, to be perfectly honest. I'm a little nervous hanging up that big old door. I'm really nervous. That's a lot of weight, and I don't want to be liable for somebody dying because the door fell off. So it's something that's been weighing on my mind a little bit this week. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, Workbench Con is coming up. We're all looking forward to that. Yeah. We're recording on Thursday, and by Wednesday of the following week, we'll be on planes going to Atlanta. Mike.
Boom.
Up with you.
Oh, this week finished up this media console that I've been working on for, I guess, like a week.
You're so much faster than me.
It was like 3 days or something like that to get it done, but it was fun. Like, I had a ton of fun building that thing. It was really great. The thing that slowed it down the most was filming it for a YouTube video is what slows it up so much. And it's for Home Depot, and the video is actually supposed to be out tomorrow, but I've actually talked to them. I'm actually it's not going to go live until today's Thursday. It's when we record. It's probably going to go live Saturday or maybe Sunday afternoon. I've already talked to them, and they're totally fine with it. So I've been working on voiceover for that literally all day. In Final Cut, you can see how many voiceover recordings you've done, and I've got 230. I've
been there.
So it's just a long one, and it's probably the longest video I've got on my channel. I think it's gonna end up at like 25 minutes, which isn't crazy long. I mean, there's crazy long videos out there for sure. But
yeah, I've watched.
It's a long video. Yeah, for sure. It's a long video for what I typically do, but it was a really fun build, and man, I'll tell you, I'm in love with that piece of furniture. It looks
the base on that
really
is
nice. I love the base.
Sexy.
Thank you.
I'm all about that base.
That was the base was like the thing I spent the most time on designing when I was there. And I designed that in Shaper, and I spent the most time on that. And because everything else is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's just a box with two doors, two doors and two cubbies in there. So, and a top. But I used anyway, it doesn't matter. The video will be out in the next few days. I'm really excited about that. We started on this countertop job. It's 200 board feet of 8/4 walnut. And I mean, we got the panels slapped out quick. I was shocked. Sean and I were just flying through the milling process. We got everything milled up. And then yesterday, Matt and I got everything in clamps and then out of clamps and then sanded to 80. So tomorrow, Sean and Matt will both be in the shop. We are going to cut them down to rough size and then run to the client's house and do a dry fit for final cut down so they can get attached to the cabinets.
I hope you don't pay for 8-quarter walnut what Pete pays.
Yeah.
You're going to have to take out second, third mortgage.
No, I can't remember what it was, but it was better. A lot higher than the last time I bought. Well, it was better than Pete, yeah, for sure. Yeah. But it was a lot higher than the last. I mean, Pete was saying prices are going down, but walnut is going up like crazy right now out here. But I did just read like in the trade magazines that I get, because I'm a dork, that the hardwood lumber prices are going to be starting to go down pretty normally. So we should be seeing some prices going down across the board. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot. So
do you guys remember pre-pandemic prices on like plywood? It's been and
so
stuff?
long. I don't remember any of that.
I have a hard time remembering. I just remember it being so cheap that I was just buying multiple sheets of like AA plywood for like nothing.
Oh yeah, I do remember Baltic birch, true Baltic birch plywood.
Birch.
Yep, yeah. $55, exactly what I paid for.
That's like 170 out here.
Yeah, it's like 215 out here. It's crazy expensive. Anyway, so we're doing these countertops this week. I got that video, and then I'm trying to think what else I had going on this week. Oh, I did. I partner with Jobber, and they had their Jobber Professional Development Day this week. It was. I haven't seen the numbers, but I think they said over 20,000 people registered for that event. So it was. I don't know how many people were in there, but yeah, it was awesome. I got a ton of positive feedback. I was actually a speaker in one of the panels, and I don't want to poo-poo the other people in the panel, but mine was the best part of it.
He's the biggest beard.
I mean, yeah. Besides Irene, yeah, it was. It was. It was really fun. It was a lot of fun, and the other people in the panel actually they were really cool to talk to. It was really nice being able to talk to those folks. But I think that it was 4 people from 4 different industries. Well, I guess I was the only one from our industry. They were all from like true home service industries. Like one gentleman was a landscaper, and the other 2 folks were like maid service type things, house cleaning stuff. So
I was actually going to ask
totally different industries.
Is Jobber more focused on like home service industries, or was there just?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's their.
It's more service focused on home service industries. Yeah, like landscape. That's their primary focus for sure.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like they're built out really for like having a fleet of maids or a fleet of people with your landscaping company. I'll tell you what though, all those features, like because now Matt and Sean clock in with Jobber. Like they clock in and out every day. I can track their hours, and then I can approve payroll in Jobber, and then I can cut them a check. So it's going to be really nice because when I already talked to my CPA. Because when I bring them on, because like right now they're contractors, but it's kind of frowned upon in California to use contractors. You really need to bring on employees. So once we get when I get back from Workbench Con, we're going to do my taxes. Him and my lawyer are figuring out if we're going to do an LLC or an S Corp, whatever they figure that out. I think we're going to do an S Corp, but we'll do an S Corp, I think. And then I'll be bringing them on through a service that my CPA inform me about, which is going to be very handy, and it'll integrate with all my software that I use now. So that's going to be really nice. They can still clock in there. I can approve their payroll, and it'll get sent from Jobber to my payroll company, and then the payroll company will cut them a check, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it's just all this stuff. Like I have to learn all these things. It's why I'm exhausted so much lately. I'm having to like really make big boy steps in my company now. And it's kind of like, it's so much stuff. Like I have to do
how dare you be tired from growing your company?
Yeah.
How dare you
lately, but once the systems are in place, but you have to in the beginning. Once the systems are in place, though, it gets better. Like once you get your systems lined up and everything dialed, then it starts to work. I mean, that's the only way to scale. You can't anyway. That doesn't matter. That's a whole other conversation. What's on my bench? Yeah, so I got a bunch of stuff going. Yeah, it's like a whole long thing. I'm actually gonna consult my my Instagram because I don't really know what else I did this week. That's pretty much really it. Oh, I did build this like massive butcher block cutting board for our kitchen. I don't think I brought that up last week, but yeah, I built this massive. So I need to do some electrical. It's 1.5 inches thick to match the other countertops, and it's 30 inches wide and 27 inches deep. So I have to.
What'd you finish it with
first before? Daniel Dunlap Maker. No, it actually is not finished currently. I'll talk about that joke here after Dan tells us what's on his bench. But yeah, it's not finished right now. It's oh, we already said the joke?
No, he said what's on his bench.
Already did the what's on my bench.
You did. That's right. I forgot. My bad. No, anyway, yeah, so this week's just kind of that. I've got a really big meeting the Monday after we get back from Workbench Con. It's an interview. I'm being interviewed by a very large company to potentially bring on Coffee Custom Builds as a vendor for them. They're a large furniture company. I'm very excited about that. Also a bit nervous and anxious about that conversation, but I think it's gonna it could possibly bring in a lot. I did have a meeting with my big customer. Sorry, I'm rambling on. It's just been a crazy week. I did have a big meeting with my customer for the audio stuff, and we did get some. I think we finally have a final design with everything ironed out, which is going to be great. So I'm really excited about that. I think we have all of our T's crossed and our I's dotted on that thing. So I'm going to make the final design of that and get those things processed out so we can get the ball rolling on those, because that's going to be a lot of work. So, and then there's this one other thing going on for all these, this possible for these with this other company I work with, but it's not really hush hush kind of thing, but it's just a lot of nothing's really set in stone yet. So I want to talk more about that here. I think I'm going to have more of an idea closer towards the end of March, which I'm really excited about that as well. So anyway, that was a lot of stuff from my end. So why don't we jump into some questions? We're going to get like 3 in, and then Mr. Dunlap's going to start doing some, well, hopefully these questions are funny enough to where we can come up with a good code phrase. We need something bad. They better. It's
been way too serious around here.
Yeah, the well is pretty dry right now.
Way too serious. Let's start with the first question from Adam Barnett. Right here.
Hey guys, Adam here from Barnett Custom Woodworks. I don't have a question this week because I already asked them all. There's none left. But I did want to call in and wrap up a couple things. One, Detroit style pizza is the best.
What?
It just is. Detroit versus everybody. Bring it. And second, congratulations on episode 100. Super cool. Loved every episode. Been with you guys since the beginning.
You have.
Fun ride. Maybe tonight I'll finally win something. I don't know.
You won't.
But yeah, congratulations, guys. And I'll talk to you soon. Can't wait to hear the episode.
I need to address something though. Like Detroit pizza.
Dan, here we go.
Wait, they make pizza in Detroit?
Isn't Detroit pizza like the Lions of pizza?
No. You know what Detroit is really known for? Philly cheesesteaks. Best Philly cheesesteaks out there.
Oh man!
Oh my god!
Best Philly cheesesteaks in Detroit.
You're gonna start a war over here.
Best New York cheesecake? Detroit.
Everybody knows that.
Best Sicilian pizza?
Thanks, Adam.
Detroit.
West Palm Beach, Florida. Everyone knows it. No, big thanks, Adam. You have been a very great listener and a great guy to talk to on the Instagram, and I call you a buddy for sure. You're a good dude. I like you a lot. You're a nice guy.
I love how I got nothing else to learn from you guys. That's it.
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah. I like him. He's all right.
Adam's a good dude. Come on. Give him his props.
Give
him mad props, Dunlap. Mad props.
I do. I did. I hosted a live with him. Over the summer.
Oh, last year.
Yeah.
That's nice. Oh, last year.
You mean when they were paying us to do lives?
Yeah. Thanks, Adam. You didn't have to throw in that part, God. Pete. Jeez.
Nice, Pete. Nice.
Being all sincere.
The best lives in Detroit. Okay. The next question's from Adrianne Vita. Adrianne has this to say.
Hey guys, it's Adrianne here from Hickory Homestead Creation, and I just wanted to tell you a huge congratulations on hitting the 100th episode. Nobody thought you'd ever make it this far, and here we are. Just a tip, right? Can't wait to see what you guys are able to accomplish in the next 100 episodes and thereafter. Also, I have somebody here that would like to say hi, so just give me one moment while I get her.
Roommate.
Hi, boys. It's Barbara.
She had to eat a cup of sand to do this.
It hanging? So from what I hear, it's your 100th. Congrats, big boys. So I want to know, what's your favorite moment looking back at these past 100 episodes? I'd really like to know. And hey, in case you're wondering, I'm still waiting for that call and when I'm going to be your top guest. All right, boys, have a good one. Bye.
Adrianne, you're the best. Oh my gosh.
Why,
this
thanks.
stupid thing is talking over. I hate Siri so much. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway. No. Adrianne, thanks for calling in. I believe I'm gonna throw it to Dan because that's what I typically do. So Dan,
my favorite.
What's up, dog?
What's up, dog? My favorite moment.
Was it the Detroit pizza thing?
No, believe it or not, it was not the Detroit pizza thing. Oh, as good as Detroit pizza and Philly steaks is, can you combine those and make them a thing?
Ooh,
Philly cheesesteak pizza,
Philly steak.
Domino's makes that. It's actually pretty good.
I'm sure they do.
No, my favorite moment, the thing that always makes me crack up no matter what, was when we had Jackman on, Paul Jackman, and he was talking about remodeling his shop, and the pallet wood piss bucket. Oh, it still makes me crack up. I love it. I don't know how the heck we came up with that, but yeah, I love that. I loved that episode. I don't remember laughing so hard during one of our episodes. Mike, what was your favorite?
I mean, I think it's got to be the Jackman episode too. I mean, that was a lot of laughing on that episode.
Oh my gosh,
that episode was really good. Graz was
really
a sleeper,
started
though.
to giggle.
I mean, Graz was a sleeper though, right? I mean, that one I didn't expect to laugh. That hard.
No,
that
Graz
was
was great.
Really hilarious episode. I mean, he's
super dry humor.
I
love that dude.
Yeah. That was a good one. So I'm trying to like think of a specific moment, and honestly, my brain is so fried right now. Like I don't even have an answer. But there's been a lot of really funny moments. And I think honestly, though, my favorite was having Jimmy on. I think I just really enjoyed it just really was a big milestone on the show. I feel like, not that we haven't had so many other great guests, like we've had so many great guests, but I mean, we really have. If you guys think about how many great guests we've had some really awesome ones. But Jimmy, I don't know, it was really cool having Jimmy on the show. I really enjoyed that a lot. Pete.
Yeah, that's definitely that's the episode that I was like, whoa, holy smokes, we did it. You know, because I've looked up to Jimmy for so long. We all have, you know, and having him on was like, and it wasn't just having him on and just BSing with a buddy for 3 hours basically.
We would talk about something, and he would just break out into a story about something he did in his life.
It wasn't like guys an accomplishment the show did or we did. It was just like, like you said, I looked up to him, and it was just like I got to have a conversation with him.
Of just like just BSing and talking, and it was great. But I mean, like all of them are great. You know, like having Jackman on, and like, dang, you're pissing myself. It was so funny. I loved having him on. It's gonna have him on again next week. Or 2 weeks. Yeah. He's got to live up to that. I mean, having like, you know, even Bence, I was surprised he stayed awake the whole time. It was great having him on. It was awesome. When we had Jeff from Two Moose on, it was really good information. It just like all our guest episodes are definitely the highlights. But honestly, like if there's like one part of our podcast that I'm really glad we started doing, and like it's a lot of work for the prep and all that, but like the pre-shows, to actually do the pre-shows live on YouTube and have interaction and feedback, it's really cool. Like to do that. And it's a lot, you know, we usually would like knock that out. We'd have all the jokes or whatever, but nobody would hear that. It was just for us to get it prepped. And I looked it up, and episode 33 is the first one we did on YouTube. And
really that late?
At least the first one we
that's
the first live. Yeah, that's the first live we actually did. And you know, it's nice. It's like it's grown into this little community of like people that are regulars, some people that are not, but just having that interaction, and like it's like a second podcast we do. It's not as popular as the main one, but like it's still nice to have it. It's just nice to have the.
It's not as popular, but way better.
No. It's just nice to have the actual, like, it feels like a Zoom call with the community, but we don't have to deal with everyone be like, look at the thing I made. And
the podcast is for all the tourists.
For the
but
tourists.
The pre-show It's for the
locals.
It's
for the locals. Oh, that's a perfect way to put it. So it's really nice to have everyone stop by and visit that. And honestly, it's like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, every week I both like, I'm like, oh man, the podcast is tonight. I have like, what did I do this week? But then also I just look forward to just venting and talking and BSing. And we really do feed off of each other a lot and either vent or get ideas from. So it's just been nice to like have like a scheduled like hangout every week. It's helped out a lot through some tough times.
Yeah,
so. It really has.
Yeah, the show has become a part of, I mean, you have to have the dedication, so it has to become a part of your life when you're doing it. I mean, we're here every week for 100 episodes.
That's a lot of hours.
Minus 2 weeks. It's a lot. I mean, and then those 2 weeks that we weren't doing a show, we were together.
Yeah.
You know, for
one of those weeks we were
for
literally
ourselves
together.
before the show. I mean, we were together. I mean, come on, give us a break here. Come on, guy. No,
hey,
anyway,
on,
it's really cool. It's cool to be a part of this thing for sure. So.
Yeah.
The next question is from Babs. The next question is from Josh Freidrick from 507.
Hey guys, happy 100th episode. Holy cow, 100. Nice work. In all seriousness, I am so thankful that you guys take the time out of your days to do this. This is super entertaining. Keep it up. So my question is, you guys made it to 100. What do you guys want to do, and how do you want to grow the podcast? How do you want it to evolve? Do you want more guest hosts, weekly guest hosts? Do you guys want weekly topics instead of just random guys named Josh calling in and asking weird questions? What do you guys want to see happen in the next 100 episodes? Again, thank you for everything. Keep it up. Talk to you later.
Pete.
Well, we definitely want more guests in the future. I think having guests on is one of the highlights of the show. But yeah, I think we've also we've started but we've done more topics in the last couple of months. So it's great to answer questions and stuff, but sometimes it's fun to just tackle a topic, even for just a portion of the episode, because there's only so many times we can answer the same questions. And I think a topic episode would be fun to do. We could do it ahead of time, maybe have people call in questions in regards to that topic. But I'm definitely excited for more guests, because I think those shows, they help us grow. And the selfish part of it, they do help us grow, because those people share in their communities. And this is a shocker, guys. I need you to sit down. Some people don't know we exist, and we need to spread the word. Just saying, and it's a shock to a lot of people, but I think that's a big part. I just want to get more guests on here to help everyone grow, but just also to get more perspectives on the show when we ask questions and stuff, or we have topics. Dan, what do you think?
I agree. More guests, like Pete said, that's a little selfish. It obviously helps us grow because it gets more eyeballs on the show, or more ear balls on the show.
Ear balls.
Because if they share it on their social media, we're getting potentially more eyes that they don't know we exist, like Pete said. Yeah. We did start out as a topic show, and we evolved into a question show just because did we ever make a call for questions, or did it just kind of evolve that way?
Well, we did. No,
I don't remember. It's been so long. My memory's
asked for topics and
old.
questions, and there's still a spreadsheet somewhere that has topics people suggested in episode 1 through 10.
That is so corrupt.
As long as people still continue to send in questions, I don't think we're going to move away from that. But topics are
I love
certainly fun. I mean, we have plenty of topics we can talk about. So if questions start trickling in,
wood,
right,
favorite stain.
I could talk for hours and hours about my favorite wood.
I got a video, an audio.
How are we going to grow? Well, I answered that with more guests. I think that's probably one of the best ways to grow. And then going to more events in person. Like we're going to Workbench Con next week. We're going to Maker Camp probably in October. I think that's a great way to grow. You can get out and meet people in person and talk to people and be like, oh yeah, I do a podcast. As a matter of fact, just today in a DM, a person, I can't remember who it was, he responded to my story and said, oh, you do a podcast? And I was like, Yeah, bro.
I get that sometimes too, and
I do a podcast. I post about it every week. Yeah, you should come join us, episode 100. He goes, okay, I'll be there. I think he was in the chat. Michael from Ellen Ash, actually, I think it was. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Abruptly stop now, Mike.
I don't have anything that you guys didn't cover. I mean, growth is something I'd like to see more of, and that's going to be attained through getting more people on the show and spreading the word somehow. Like, we just got to figure out, like, we don't have a marketing budget. You're our marketing budget, listener. I mean, that's it. I mean, we're the only way for the word to spread is we have our own platforms. Obviously, we all have our own social media pages and stuff like that. But
we can only spread it so much on our own platforms.
We've been doing this for 2 years. Like, I don't think through our own channels we're going to get much more growth out of ourselves. There's other things we have to look into now. So I mean, we've been talking about our podcast for 2 years now, and I don't think we're going to gather. I mean, the anomaly of Dan having a follower reach out and say, "Oh, I didn't know you had a podcast." That's wild to me. I know for a fact Dan mentions the podcast in his stories 2 to 3 times a week. I do at least once or twice a week. So I've not in a long time had anyone say, "Hey, I didn't know you have a podcast." So I feel like for mine and Dan and Pete's platforms, we can't really reach more people. We have to depend on those who listen to share the show. And we need to do that. Depends on us being compelling, having content that's compelling enough for you to want to share it. So that's on us. And that means guests, that means new bits, that means new segments, that means we got to be on our game. So that really falls on us. So that's a matter of, well, there's a lot of things involved in that.
Keeping things fresh.
Better time management, not being tired when you come onto the podcast like I am right now. Having things ready to go, like making sure the show's snappy and it needs to be listenable and enjoyable. So that's really on me, Dan, and Pete. So we have to be producing a show that people want to hear and not just be like, oh, show's on this week, people are going to listen, because people could just stop listening. So we need to make the show good every time we do it. So that's on us.
But I think, Mike, you talked about this on what's in your bench is like setting up. We're all kind of we're setting up processes to make ourselves more efficient so we can be less exhausted for things like this, and definitely for growth. Like we want more characters, more people calling in and whatnot, and there's only one way to do that is to reach a new crowd, because like we've got the same
it's engagement
30-40 people that are calling in all the time, and we love all you guys and we hope you keep doing it, but it'd be great to grow the community.
I think what happens is when you have a show where it's like, oh, there's the same 20, 30 callers calling in, people are afraid to call in if they're not one of those 20 or 30 people. And we really need to be clear. Yeah, we really need to be clear. Like, we need to figure out like a way to entice new callers to call in. I mean,
if you don't know how to do it, call or reach out to one of us, shoot us a message, and we'll help you.
We just had an incident this week where a guy got his feelings hurt real bad because of some stuff that was said on the show. And I'll be real honest, like the guy had some pretty thin skin to get upset about that stuff. It's like the same banter and jokes we do all the time. I feel like maybe there's something else going on.
We love that you support the show.
I'm not trying to like issue any apology to this guy, because frankly, we're just not sorry for what was said. Like the guy that got upset, I'm not going to name his name or anything like that. But the only upsetting part about that was like, man, I don't want someone to feel like they're not included. And that's really, we all had our powwow with each other. The three of us were like, yeah, this guy, the opinions the guy was giving were we all disagree with entirely. So we were being objective and responding. So we want people to call in. If you have a question for the show, if you've never called into the show, call into the show. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Even if it's a question that's been asked before, we'll make fun of you real quick. It'll be a fun little segment, and it'll just be a joke. But if you call in with something and we've never heard your voice before, and you're asking a question that maybe we've answered before, we're going to answer the question.
You made a new caller calling this week. It was Josh. Was it the dad or something like that?
The dad. He's like a father apparently.
Yeah,
so we'll see
what this caller.
What this bozo has to say. No, I mean we really want new callers to call in. So it really helps the show, and we don't want anyone to feel like, oh, I'm not one of the regular 20 that calls in. I can't call in. Don't feel that way.
Please become the regular. Let's go.
So. Yeah, we want new regular. So
we need new regulars.
Giveaway?
We need a new regular. Yeah, I think. Do we have a code word yet?
Yeah.
Or do we need to keep?
We just said it.
Oh,
new regulars. We need new regulars.
Okay, I like it.
New regulars.
Yeah, this week, if you didn't listen last week, we have a massive giveaway. And I'm stalling as I'm trying to pull up the spreadsheet. Oh,
Stalling Dan.
Where is that at?
Tax season, huh?
Back in Poland, we just had Stalin.
Keep going, guys. I'm trying to get it on my phone. Oh, my goodness.
You don't have it here?
Oh,
no,
Dan's much worse at this than you are, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Panic is the problem.
Syllables.
Okay, here we go. I got it. All right, this week we have a massive giveaway going on to celebrate our episode 100, and huge shout out to Armor Tool, Bessie, Brunt Boots, Firm Grip, Capro, Laguna, Macbeth, Micro Jig, Omniwall, Semi Exact, Sticker Beat, Tight Bond, and Total Boat. All right, now let's break it down. All right, Armor Tool is giving away a mini jig and some clamps. Bessie Tool is going to give away 2 sets of the RES 01 and 2 sets of the 6-inch and 2 sets of the 12-inch trigger clamps.
It's confusing. They're giving away there's 2 winners basically.
There's 2 winners there.
There's 2 sets. Yeah, there's 2 sets of.
Making a note.
Each set includes a 2 6-inch and 2 12-inch trigger clamps, and there's 2 sets of that. So big thanks to Bessie for giving out 2 of those sets. We can give them to one, Dan, if that makes it easier. But let's spread the love a little bit if that works.
Yeah, we'll spread the love. I like that. Spreading the love over here. Right. Brunt Boots is giving away a pair of boots of your choice, and you can even pick your size. That was Pete's joke. We're all stealing it. Firm Grip. They're giving away a Power Pro Starter Variety Pack. Like Mike said last week, the people that run the Firm Grip account, it's LaCrucy Group?
LaCrucy.
I can never say that name. They run several accounts, Firm Grip, Power Pro, and AWP Tool Gear, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And okay. Yes. So they're giving away the Power Pro Starter Variety Pack, Firm Grip gloves, the AWP tool bag, no relation over here, and knee pads, and the OOK hardware variety pack. That is awesome. Capro is going to throw in an 842G, the laser that Pete has in green. And so if you've ever been watching his stories, you can see him using his laser. He's been using it a lot lately. The green laser, that's the best laser. The 535 Legit Square, the Flex Sander, a 26-foot tape. That's more footage than 25 feet. And the 446 Speed Square. Thank you, Capro. Laguna is tossing in $150 towards any one accessory. We're talking Resaw King blades and other accessories. I came into this prepared. Here we go. Macbeth has a ton of stuff. They're giving away a DeWalt 25-foot tape measure. Pete. A Swanson 6-inch combo square. I have that. It's really good. A Porter Cable 5-inch random orbit sander. A Macbeth branded CA glue with the accelerator. They have their own branded CA glue and accelerator now, as well as the Macbeth branded 5-inch or 6-inch white buffing pads. They also have Macbeth branded 5-minute epoxy they're throwing in, some DeWalt 7-inch or 12-inch tri-square, a DeWalt flush trim saw, and a DeWalt 2-pack 6-inch clamps. Man, that's a ton of stuff from Macbeth alone.
Yeah.
Right? So this one I'm excited about because I have this and it is fantastic. I can't wait for somebody else to get their hands on this. Micro Jig is throwing in the blade clean system. If you haven't seen that, they've been pimping it a lot lately. Go to Micro Jig's IG account and check that thing out. It is super nifty. That's like $100 value. Omniwall is throwing in the Powerwall kit.
Like that sounds awesome. Kit. So like you get all your
so you could
you can hang up your drills and charge them all up. It's got the little shelf in it.
So if your shop needs a little organization, boom, Omniwall.
Thing's pretty dope. I actually got
Semi Exact
garage right now.
They're throwing in the outdoor sofa kit.
Ooh, Nice.
Yeah, they just posted something about that today. So you can go to their IG account and check that out. That looks really cool. Sticker Beat is throwing in a $150 gift card towards new stickers for you and your brand. Tight Bond is throwing in a hat. Thanks, Tight Bond. Total Boat is throwing in Wood Honey, a bottle of their Wood Honey, a quart kit of High Performance, and a tube of the Thixo. That's it. That's everything. I know that took up like a lot of time, but that's have a ton of brands that are willing to support us for episode 100. That is so awesome.
How many chances to win is that?
Oh,
you're the numbers guy.
More than 10.
Well, definitely upwards of 10.
Upwards of 10. So, our code phrase, our single code phrase is going to be, I want everybody to write this down. New regulars, because we're looking for new people to call in. We like the regulars that keep calling in. Yeah. Please keep calling in. We're looking for some new people. We want some more people calling in. We want some more interaction from the community.
New blood.
We want some first time, short time.
New regulars. You can send that code phrase to us in an email at awpgiveaway@gmail.com, and that will get you entered into this massive, massive giveaway. And like we said before, if you're a patron and you've entered into the giveaway, you're going to get an extra entry.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you don't have to be a patron as of right now, you just have to be a patron as of when Dan pulls the names.
Which we're doing on March 3rd, the next time we record. So if you're listening to this in the future, we pulled the names for this giveaway on March 3rd, 2022. So be in the pre-show.
Randomly email Dan.
Be in the pre-show for that show, and you could hear me pull all the names randomly live during the pre-show.
Nice.
And again, I'm just going to stress this. There's been a lot of scams out there lately. Dan will be reaching out to you directly, either from the AWP account or from his account. Do not give your information to anyone else. Just putting that out there. People are being scammers and they're saying like, oh yeah, send us your credit card as a hold for whatever. No, he will just ask you for your address or your address size, and that's it.
I'm also going to try to track everybody that shares this show in their stories. You need to tag each one of us and the podcast, and I want you to use hashtag AWP100GAW. Okay?
Boom. I like it. I'll put that in the show notes too.
That will get you an extra entry as well. Okay?
And we'll all do a story about that on Instagram as well.
Yeah. Did you write down that hashtag I just came up with?
How do we verify? We got to figure out a way to verify.
It's called manual tracking.
The code word. No. I mean, we can track the hashtag. That's easy to track the hashtag.
I guess, yeah.
It's more about like, how does that work with the other? Is there like a certain? Well, we'll work it out.
I'll have to put it all into a spreadsheet and figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Like add it into the spreadsheet that you're currently. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, okay.
That's usually how I do it anyway. So I just take all the names, put them in a spreadsheet, randomize them, and then pull a random number.
Cool.
So,
all right. Boom. Gonna be big, guys. Share the show.
Huge.
Get the 100 episode out there. That's
seriously can't thank all those brands enough that chipped in and was able to help us out. That was
amazing.
Way more than we ever thought we'd get.
The biggest giveaway we have ever done. I feel like.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Hey, giveaway segment is over. We're back to questions here. We got one from a new fella, new blood, new regular, if you will, by the name of Josh the Dad.
Well, hi there. It's Josh the Dad. Yes, longtime listener, sporadic caller. I'm calling in to say congratulations on 100 episodes. Did you think you'd make it this far? Anyways, so the question comes to mind. Actually, several questions come to mind because I'm trying to think of a question that nobody else is going to ask. But I'm just going to throw some out there and see, hey, if nobody's asked them, maybe you'll answer them. Oh, here we go. So what is your all-time favorite part of the podcast up to this point? If you have one, I guess. How about, is it everything you'd hoped it would be? Or what about, do you have any wishes or ideas for the future of the podcast? Well, that's pretty much all I got. So hopefully it's a question you can answer in there somewhere. But hey, congratulations again, and good luck on many, many, many more episodes to come. Have a great week.
Pete.
Well, we answered a lot of these questions already, but I guess the one we have. So favorite part, we already talked about that. What we want in the future, we talked about it. Well, Dan will talk about his favorite part, but like, what was it? What we thought it would be? I had always hoped that it would just keep going because it was, I love the community. I love doing it. I had fun with the guys, but I'm a pessimist at heart. And I was kind of expecting it to not last this long and feel this. It's a lot of work. And we have to put out
like Chris Walken right now.
But like
last this long.
but also like
it's a lot
feel
of work.
In a way
gold diapers.
I don't want to say effortless because it's definitely like it's effort on all our parts. We have to take time out of our week every week, but it's almost a non-negotiable. It's a lot of work, but it's become almost like a non-negotiable. Like we do it. We do it every week. It's part of our week, and it's great. And I know the community really appreciates it, and we're all trying to put the time to do it. And it's a lot, and the patrons. That's why we thank them so much because they've been a huge part of it. It helps us really make this make sense. I'm just very proud of where we got. 100 is huge. And if whether obviously we're going to keep this going, but like we hit 100, that's a huge milestone. Most podcasts don't last. What is it? Like 3-4 episodes?
3 or 4 episodes.
Like yeah. So like we beat that statistic to death. So proud of you guys and me too, I guess. Dan, you were waving your hands like crazy.
Proud of us.
Well, yeah. So like earlier we talked about our favorite moment, but like I feel like the favorite part thing is a little bit different. So my favorite part of the podcast is the fact that, and I'm going to get all sappy with you guys.
Oh, here we go.
Is that I've met your wives and they're great people. No. My favorite part of the podcast is that my favorite part of the podcast is that I feel like I've made 2 very good lifelong friends, and it's been wonderful. And then what comes with the podcast as well is is the community we've grown and the friendships I've made from that. So I'm really happy about that. It's really great. I never thought we'd get to where we're at, and that's kind of answers that next question. I never thought we'd be doing this. When we first started, it was just a fun little thing. Hey, let's give this a shot. And man, the way it's grown, it's kind of bonkers, and I can't be more proud to be a part of it. It's amazing. I enjoy doing this every week. I enjoy the hell out of it, and I hope it never goes away. I want to do this in my 80s.
No,
Mike,
don't push it.
Well, it's only 2 years away.
So I feel like Josh asked, "Is it everything you'd hoped it would be?" And I feel like you never know what anything's going to become when you start it, right? Anything that like becomes significant in your life, you never like, oh yeah, that's how I thought it would be. You just don't know. Like you have all these things you think it's going to be, you have all these things you want it to be, and it isn't what I thought it was going to be. I mean, I had no idea what I thought it was going to be, and I just wasn't sure. We kind of fumbled our way in the beginning. We had to figure out a bunch of stuff. We all had like, anything worth doing is worth doing right. And I really believe in that a lot. So we were like, okay, we were using, what was the provider we were using in the beginning, Pete?
Oh,
that
God.
free one.
Buzzsprout is a new one.
No, Buzzsprout is who we use now, but it doesn't matter. God, it's gonna bug me so much. But anyway, we started with the free one, and they're like, let's just Anchor. Thank you. Let's just spring for the one that costs money, that has some better metrics, and we went for that. And we kept doing these things that would better it and make it better, and we invested in it. And because I do believe in investing in the thing that you're doing, and it really is, being cheap doesn't help. So we started doing more and more stuff, and now we have a business. Like we just filed our first business tax for the partnership that I have with these guys, which I didn't expect that to happen. You know, it started to make more and more sense. It's not like the podcast is making a ton of money, guys. I mean, we're really thankful for everything that the podcast that you guys support the podcast. Like we really are thankful for it. It covers our costs, and the podcast isn't like none of our kids are going to college, and none of Pete's printers are going to become bigger.
But we're doing this legitimately, so we don't want to get in trouble with the government or anything like that. So we're doing everything.
Yeah,
right.
There's enough money for it to be a consequence if we aren't responsible. So we had to do it as a business. But yeah,
we don't want it to cost us more money than it needed to. Obviously, like paying for the subscriptions and all that stuff that takes time, and then taxes and all that. Mm-hmm. It adds
there's
up.
A lot of things involved. Yeah, there's a lot of things involved. So anyway, to answer the question, it isn't everything I'd hoped it would be, but that's not super accurate. It's just more of like a realistic outlook on it. Like, obviously you're like, yeah, we're going to do this podcast. We're going to be the number one pod. And, you have all these dreams about what it could become. And then it just doesn't work that way. Like, it's just a lot of work we're kind of in like,
we're going to get bought out and we're going to have a show on Netflix. And...
Yeah. It's like one of these things. You just like have all these fun, hopeful dreams, and you just don't know what it's going to become. You see other podcasts out there that, I mean, I can't remember how many podcasts have come and gone since we started. But then you see there's
Craft will never die.
Some of them died.
Yeah, I mean, but then that became
Shop Sounds.
Shop Sounds, and that they're killing it. Like they're super killing it over there. Like they are killing it, and their numbers are doing great. So would we like to have those kind of numbers? For sure. We'd be lying if we didn't say we want to have those kind of numbers, but we don't. And we love what we have, so it's a really great thing. We're all very proud of this product. That's what I was trying to get to. Yeah. Long story short. And then what do I wish for? I wish that the podcast would grow like crazy numbers like we saw in the very beginning. It's been, I mean, full transparency, the show numbers have been pretty flat for like a year now. We saw like a crazy first year of growth. Like it was nuts, like really nuts. Like the week over week numbers were like insane, and it's been flat. And I'm not ashamed of it being flat. We have a great core audience, and it's like Dan said, there's the tourists, and then there's the locals and stuff. And we got a ton of great locals, and we're pretty fortunate to have them all. So
I think it's important to grow too. I mean, this is one of our.
You got to grow.
We wanted this to be a revenue stream for us, like to be fully transparent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Whether it's a little bit or whatever,
go for certain things, but no, I mean, I'd love to. I know I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for all three of us. I know this for a fact that if this thing became more lucrative, we would be investing more time into it. I mean, we've joked in the past that if the money was there, we would do the podcast every single day.
Yeah,
we would. I'd wake up every single day,
do an XM show,
podcast, like a 30-minute. I mean, I don't know. I keep mentioning satellite radio.
Good AWP morning.
Yeah, no, I mean, I if it made sense to invest the time, I know for a fact that we'd do that because we all love doing it. It'd be fun, it'd be a really fun way to like truncate the show, make it like 30 minutes.
Man, I would become an hour mega alcoholic, but it'd be fun.
Drinking at 9 a.m. at the morning show.
Become. No, anyway,
we're laughing.
We're laughing. No, it's there's always want more. Don't settle. That's kind of where it's at. But always also appreciate what you do have. That's kind of where I'm at with things. So I really appreciate what we got with the show. So we all went, right?
Yeah.
We good. All right. Well, hey, the next one is from Mr. Kevin Hemphill from Lefty's Wood Shop. We own his shop. We own Kevin.
Hey guys, I want to start it off by saying I grew up in Wyoming, and the Little Caesars pizza there is like the best, no question. But on to
I forgot he said that.
If you are new to Workbench Con, which I'm not, we hung out before, and I already got you guys' autographs, but should the ones that do not have your autographs bring a book with them? And will you guys be doing a table, like a book signing, or do they just come up to you? Anyway, any other tips for newcomers would be great too. Love you guys, and can't wait to see you again in a week.
Can you sign my mortar, sir?
Bring stickers, bring cards. If you're into building relationships with brands, bring your talking game and a media kit. Bring extra space in your baggage because you are going to get swag that you're going to have to take home. If you flew in, you definitely need extra space in your baggage. And just bring a good attitude. Don't come here with a crappy attitude. Nobody wants that. And did I say stickers? I feel like stickers.
No, you didn't.
Bring stickers.
No.
Bring stickers.
Okay.
Pete hasn't been there before, so I'm going to throw it to Mike.
Dan covered everything. Be ready to don't go there if you're not comfortable with walking up to people and talking to them.
Yeah.
If you are uncomfortable with that, you need to get over it and you need to just walk up to people.
Yeah,
and
it's a
talk to them.
huge networking.
Great practice.
Yeah. Don't be rude and like interrupt people's conversations, obviously. But if you if you need to get up there and start like shaking people's hand and start talking to people, and maybe I would like recommend like, I don't know, don't call them by the wrong name on purpose in large crowds. I don't know. It's just something off the top of my head.
Maybe remember when you talk to them, like for future reference.
No. And then don't look me in the eyes. Pete.
Well, I've never been, but from everything I've heard from everyone prepping me for it is just, come in with the right attitude. Go there to learn, but not just from the seminars and stuff. Just talk to people. I cannot wait to just meet everyone, all the content creators. And honestly, it's anytime we go to one of these events, you just get fired up. You get the energy from like the body double effect, like other people doing the same thing you're doing. You get fired up. You want to like keep up with them. You want to surpass them. You want to do what they're doing. So I think that's just a good energy. And if you can, this is just a pro tip, try to talk one of your dumber friends into driving there so that when you get a bunch of stuff, you can have them take it home and mail it to you. I hear that's a good pro tip. Anyways, I'm driving there. The guys are flying. I don't know why I'm driving, but I'm driving.
You chose to drive.
I know we did. Me and Em are coming.
FYI. I don't know if
we're
you forgot.
I am so
I want to go backwards for a minute and answer
Mike, you go again.
Answer Josh the dad's question again. He said, "What's your favorite part of the podcast?" And another one of my favorite parts is because of the podcast. I feel like we've been able to go to these conferences and meetups throughout the country. I mean, we've been to California, we've been to New Jersey, we've been to Maker Camp. Yeah. Now we're going to Workbench Con together.
Nebraska.
Oh yeah, you guys came to Nebraska. That was super fun. We
Hammerschlagen.
We played Hammerschlagen. Good times.
That was a great time.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all. I just wanted to reference that again.
Good call.
Yeah. Workbench Con is gonna be dope.
Much excite.
I'm excited.
Oh wait, and Kevin's going, right?
Yep, he'll be there.
Awesome. Yeah. Open mouth kisses, everyone.
All right. Was that it? Are we good to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Say yes. Okay. The next one's from Rui Silva. He's local. We've all met him at the Maker Meetup.
I remember.
The original Maker Meetup. Yeah, R7
at Macbeth.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's up, guys? This is Rui with RS7 Designs. I got a simple one for you guys. What is your most underrated tool in your shop? So not your bandsaw, table saw, drum sander, or planers. We all love those. Everybody should have those. So something that you guys have in your shop that you believe everybody else should have in their shop. And then on the flip side is, what is your most overrated tool? So maybe a tool you bought and you thought you're going to use and are not using it as much as you thought. And then, or you just don't care for it. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Pete.
Most underrated tool, I'll say the rigid spindle / belt sander. I find myself using that on almost every project, and it's like the cheapest tool in my shop, and it's kind of worth it. As far as the most overrated tool, I'm gonna try to stay in like the ones that a lot of people have. It's one that I don't use a lot, but when I use it, I'm happy I have it, and that's the drill press. I don't use a drill press that often, but when I do, I'm really happy to have it. But like, you can get by without it. It's rare that you need like a perfect 90 drill hole without. You could use a jig or one of those like Rockler drill things. No, that's my answer. Mike, what do you think?
One tool that I almost never bring up, so it's my underrated tool that I literally have on me at all times, is my Veritas apron plane. It's like a tiny block plane.
Ooh.
I use it all the time. I constantly am using that thing to clean up pieces or something like that. Obviously, it's not like it's a tiny little plane, but I use it to clean up corners and
you have it set like super fine,
soften edges and stuff. Yeah, it's I have it in my pocket at all times. It's always in my pocket.
Show us.
And it's just a little. Well, when I'm in the shop right now.
Okay, so lies. We're building a podcast on lies.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think Pete kind of took my answer, so I'm trying to think of something else. Like,
yeah, he took one of my answers too. Look at this guy.
Drill press. Yeah, kind of like that, but a little bigger than that one.
I love this little guy.
And it's got that. I put a PMV 11 knife in that thing. It's nice, man. Anyway, overrated. I was going to say drill press as well, because I just don't use it. I think one that it's kind of weird because for a long time, my edge belt sander was my overrated tool that I had and I never used. But honestly, like, man, I'm using it so much lately. It seems like it's coming really handy for as I'm doing a lot more furniture pieces. I use it for a bunch of different stuff. So it's been really helpful. So, overrated tool. I can't really think of anything. Everything gets used a lot. Spindle sander, I guess. I don't really use my spindle sander a whole lot.
Use that edge sander a lot? The belt sander, the big.
That's what I was saying. My edge belt sander. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. That's the one that I don't use. I didn't used to use, but I use all the time now. Like I use it all the time.
Okay.
On furniture pieces. Yeah. Dan.
I feel like my most underrated tool is a tool that I use today for the first time in a long time, and I'm like, oh yeah, this thing is fantastic. It's a super simple drill guide. So it's like you could put your drill into this thing that's got it's spring loaded. So
it's like a drill press.
It's like the drill press,
but mobile. Take the drill
tiny
press
little mobile drill press. Yeah, you can get one from Rockler. I think Milescraft makes one. I think
we don't talk about Milescraft.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
After Morgan. Yeah, we don't talk about this.
But yeah, that thing is fantastic. I have to drill some perfectly 90-degree holes into the door for the handle.
Did Morgan send you guys the video of him on hold with Milescraft customer service?
No. By the way, he's killing it on TikTok.
Yeah, he is.
Follow Morgan Hop on TikTok. Follow that man. He was made.
The one where platform. he called somebody. Maybe it was the Milescraft.
Milescraft.
Oh,
he called Milescraft customer service to like ask questions about. Anyway,
that's my most underrated tool. That thing is super handy when you need it. Overrated tool? Huh?
You can't pick yourself.
Oh. Man, I don't know. That is such a hard question. Every tool I have, I like, and I feel like it's not overrated.
I remember what you said in the pre-show.
I was making a throwback joke to, back before I had Dust Collection. Dust Collection's overrated. But no, Dust Collection's not overrated. I'm so glad.
Do you remember the monster you had in your shop before that?
What did we call it?
The moonshine, or was it the moonshine? No, it was like the still.
It was Dunlap shine or something. I don't know. Gosh, we have to go back a long ways.
Pete, you
overrated circular saw. I have a bunch of them. Yeah, I have 4 circular saws and I never use any of them.
27 routers.
It's overrated. Whatever. I have so many other saws. Circular saw is worthless to me. That's it. That's all I got. Did I go last? I think I went last.
I'm calling it an audible.
Okay.
Listen, right before we started the show, someone sent in an incredible piece of audio.
Are we playing it?
And we unfortunately, no, I am not playing that on the show.
We cannot play it.
It unfortunately, which is really sad because it's hilarious.
It's clean, but it's dirty.
No, it's not. It's super dirty. It cannot be played on the show. I haven't ran this by Dan or Pete, but if you can prove that you're the person who sent that audio in, you get 3 extra entries if you're a listener.
I'm okay with that.
Is gold. Like if you can prove, I don't know what the proof is, but you have to send us some proof and we all have to go, yeah, that person sent that audio in and you know who you are, what the audio is. That's how we're going to do it because they don't know what the audio is.
And
only the person who sent it in knows what the audio is.
Guys, we have not laughed that hard. We have not lost it that much in a
If we were to do a favorite moments thing next time we record,
it's up there.
It's going to be listening to that audio.
Because it included elements from like
the pre-show
stuff we just did. And they had it included in this audio.
Level stuff. Like they edited this thing and sent it to us within 15 minutes of the pre-show being done. Like it's serial killer.
Yeah, you could just picture whoever this was sitting in front of like 5 or 6 screens pulling stuff together.
Letters cut out.
Anyway, we aren't going to share it on any platform
yet.
So whoever sent that in, if you can prove, we won't say that you did it. We won't give you credit unless you want credit. But if you can prove that it was your audio, you get 3 extra entries. And as soon as we have the person who won that, we will be sharing that audio for our patrons only.
Yeah.
And if you are a patron and we've announced that audio is coming up, don't play it around your kids.
No.
Don't play it around your kids. Don't play it around anyone who's sensitive to anything.
We're both not mad and we're impressed.
No, I am. It was mostly an attack on me for the most part, and I thought it was a gold. Like it was amazing. Like the whole thing is mostly just an attack on me. And it was amazing. Like I was thoroughly impressed. So anyway, yeah, Dan. So anyway, you guys are incredible. I'm talking about the listeners, Dan and Pete. You guys are fine. You guys really seriously, the best listeners in the whole wide
100
room. We couldn't beat you. So you guys are the best. Thank you for supporting us to 100 episodes. Dan and Pete, I love you guys. Thanks for doing the show with me for 100 episodes.
I'm more excited for episode 104, by the way. That's 2 solid years of episodes. 104.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we started this thing March 7th of 2020. So, I mean, we're coming up fast on 2 years. So we're going to be, we won't be at WorkbenchCon. We'll have Jackman on this show for the 2-year chronological.
Have we talked about that? Have we talked about that? Should we?
Jackman coming on?
I think we mentioned it.
I mentioned it last week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jackman's going to be here.
Paul Jackman's going to be here in 2 weeks when we're back from our little break with WorkbenchCon. Because the show they're doing on Netflix with Jimmy DiResta,
it's done.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah, the show's done. It's Jimmy DiResta, it's Paul Jackman, it's Graz, it's Pat Lapp, it's Derek from Malden, and I don't think there's anyone else. They have a show called Making Fun coming out on Netflix, and we're gonna have Paul Jackman. And because the show doesn't come out till the podcast doesn't come out till after the first episode airs, Jackman can spoil stuff. So if you're a patron, you're actually going to be able to hear some of the Jackman spoiling the Making Fun show before the show's actually
That's actually pretty
live.
exciting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so if you're
Plus
a patron,
Jackman.
you're going to actually be able to hear some of that stuff. Yeah, plus Jackman. I mean, he's Paul's
2/3 of us is really excited to have Paul.
He's all right.
Yeah, two out of 3 of us super fun.
Yeah,
no,
super
we're really looking forward to having him on the show again. So we'll talk to you guys in a couple of weeks. I'll talk to you guys probably in 2 minutes. So everyone have a great night. We'll be back soon. So you guys, we'll see you after WorkbenchCon. Bye.
Or maybe we'll see you at WorkbenchCon.
Maybe we'll see you at WorkbenchCon.
We'll see you. Yeah, come say hi to us. Give us high fives.
Say hi.
Hugs no, don't hug us. Don't hug us. We're COVID.
Fist
Bye
bumps all the way.
Elbow bumps.
But I'll take a butt bump.
Nice.
I'll take a butt bump. Yeah, butt bump. All right.
Love you a long time.
Bye.
Bye.